Hi, Jennie Watson here from Hutchinson's Development Manager. We're here at Sutton Bonington today in early June. Just wanted to give you a look at some of the untreated varieties. So we know that there's been a lot of yellow rust pressure in the last few years, and certainly earlier on this season it was a big issue, but everyone's reacted to that and got some good programs on. As long as timings have been tight, it's mostly been kept out of the crops. But just wanted to show you what some of the untreated look like when they haven't received anything. So we've got some Kerr in here, and the yellow rust is well and truly throughout the canopy, very active on all the leaf layers. And we can compare that to some other popular varieties we've got next door to one another here. So here we have Gravity, and although the yellow rust isn't quite through the canopy as much, it's definitely there coming in on the flag leaves and on leaf 2. Move next door again to yet another well-known and well-grown variety of Gleam, and probably in a very similar position. It's just breaking down slowly to yellow rust now. You can see those pustules down onto leaf 3 as well, possibly. But probably a bit more contrasting is Kinetic, which is probably a bit more like Kerrin. The yellow rust is well and truly, and when I part the canopy, you can almost see the pustules moving up through the air. Just looking at a few more varieties, here we've got Zayat on my right, your left, and Skyfall. And interestingly, we picked up yellow rust much earlier on, so probably a month or two ago. And it's interesting that the yellow rust, although it's probably died down at 1 or 2 points, it's certainly still very healthy and cycling in there. And this isn't just at Sutton Bonington. We've picked up these two varieties and yellow rust issues across the country. There are still plenty of varieties out there holding on to their resistance though. So I mean, next door we've got Crusoe, and further on again we've got Extase. Crusoe, as we know, it looks well at the moment, but does have the susceptibility potentially to brown rust. These warm conditions continue. And moving into Extase, looking very well, as you'd expect, but good for an untreated plot nonetheless.
So following on from Jennie's tour down the untreated in the wheat plots, I've moved over to the fungicide treatment block here. This will be on show on the open day on the 30th of June, but just to pick out some visual interests as we've been walking around this morning. So unsurprisingly, you've got Kinetic here, untreated. As you can see, it is bright yellow. And the plots either side, firstly here to my right is Extase, well-known variety for being clean, and look at that resistance it's showing against this plot side. You've obviously got a high pressure plot next to it, and yet there is zero infection down this plot side. Moving over to Skyscraper, which is another popular variety and seen on farm in lots of places. We've had little bits of yellow rust seen earlier in the season on this variety, but just as a note against the Extase, again you've got the same pressures from the Kinetic, but you've got a few leaves here just starting to break down and show that yellow rust coming through. Once you get into the middle of the plot, however, it's clean.
Hi, this is Tim Kerr here. I'm the Crop Nutrition Manager from Hutchinson's. We're at Sutton Bonington Regional Technology Centre looking at the trial sites here. We've got 3 weeks until the open day on the 30th of June, and we've been looking at particularly at the nitrogen response trials here. Nitrogen fertilisers, an interesting topic at the moment. Fertilisers getting expensive, and there's a lot of focus on nitrogen use efficiency. So that's what we want to look at when we meet here on the 30th. So there'll be lots to talk about, and I hope to see you here.